Good afternoon. I'd like to call the order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works for March 11, 2020. Roll call.
Del Gomez.
Present.
William Allen.
Present.
Mina Booth.
Present.
Okay, we have no minutes to approve. We have no correspondence. We'll move on to new business. First item on our agenda is a bid opening for 3724 Main Street from engineering.
First is from EJ Construction LLC, located 3560 Buchanan Street, here in Indiana. Total cost, $24,200, 24200. Next, we have New Creations located at 4839 Ivy Street in Chicago, Indiana. Total cost, $65,384. 65384. And those are the only two bids.
It's quite a difference in
Yeah, so we'll take them and we'll
so
look
next.
at them and come back with a recommendation at the next board meeting.
Okay. Next item on our agenda is the 2020 media strategy from Multimedia. This is with a proposal from MPI.
Yes, this will be our third year with that same company. They basically buy all our radio promotions for the city of Chicago, for all of our events.
And the budget is not to exceed 15,000.
Correct.
Any questions or comments on this proposal from
No.
MPI? There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve the proposal for 2020 with MPI and Multimedia in an amount not to exceed 15,000.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Mina Booth.
Yes.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have from Garrett, change order number 1, improvements to Block Stadium, Phase 3 for Public Works.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and Council. Keith Selvey, Director of Public Works. What you have before you is a change order for the low voltage that we need to provide for the entry element that was not in the original scope. The total cost for this change order is $9,113.
Any questions or comments on this change order?
No.
No further question or comments, entertain a motion to approve the proposal from Garrett for change order number 1 to improvements of Block Stadium in an amount of $9,113.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Mina Booth.
Yes.
And next, we have change order number 6 for the new locker rooms and press box.
Yes, Mr. President. This is a change order for $246. We're going to change the actual flooring that is located in the press box. We weren't happy with what we actually picked out at first, as well as we thought of some concerns because in the winter it could possibly buckle, so this will be able to stay down in the winter if it's not any heat or anything in that particular location.
Any questions or comments on the floor proposal?
No.
There being no further question or comments, entertain a motion to approve change order number 6 from Garrett for the new locker room press box flooring.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Mina Booth.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from Barrick, change order number 13, also for Block Stadium.
Yes, Mr. President, this is the actual construction management cost for January and February of this year, and we asked that we be allowed to pay for it.
This is, the amount is $13,695.
Yes.
Any questions or comments on change order number 13?
No.
Being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve change order number 13 for Block Stadium, the amount of $13,695.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes.
William Pellet.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from Hassey Construction, change order number 5 from Block Stadium Underground Utilities.
Yes, Mr. President, this is the cost of $52,375 to relocate the transformer that initially we were going to keep on the 144th side, the south side, but with the new construction, it's going to be obstructing the actual walkway area, so we're going to relocate it over into the Park of Washington on the north side of 144th.
Okay. Any questions or comments on change order number 5?
No.
Being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Hassey Construction's change order number 5 for Block Stadium Underground Utilities in the amount of $52,375.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes?
William Pellet.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from Reed Riley, we have the 2020 rate schedule.
Correct, Mr. President. Just for the record, we wanted to add it, existing rate table expires at the end of March. These prices will be effective as of April 1st.
Is it April to April then?
Correct.
Any questions or comments?
No.
Being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Reed Riley's rate schedule from April 1st, 2020 to April 1st, 2021 for Public Works.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes?
William Pellet.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next, we have a proposal from Fence Masters this is for 129th and Dickey Road.
Correct. There was some fencing that was located over on the Marktown Park area, right off of the intersection 129th. We removed that fencing as well as taken down some trees, and this is going to be the cost to install a new fence along that stretch there.
$20,774.
Correct.
Any questions or comments on this project? No further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Fence Masters proposal by Public Works in the amount of $20,774.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes?
William Pellet.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Next we have from Glute Brothers, Betsy Owen Center.
Correct, Mr. President. This is a proposal to complete the flat roof that sits on top of Betsy Owens Center. Total cost is $27,218. And it should complete the project. We're currently getting the 4 sides taken care of probably sometime this week.
Any questions or comments on?
Can you just note, the second quote, is that a second quote you received was less? So
Correct. For the record, yes, NWI did provide a quote to do the flat roof. I would like to go with someone a little bit more reputable in terms of the flatness of the roof, which has a higher possibility of leaking. So Rando is actually going to do the shingle part of the roof, which he's currently doing, and then Loof is going to finish off the top.
So they're both working in harmony there?
Well, they'll be working in proximity.
Any questions or comments on Glute Brothers' proposal for Betsy Owens?
No.
No further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Glute Brothers' proposal for Betsy Owens in the amount of $27,218.
So move.
second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez.
Yes?
William Pellet.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have for minor electronics. We have 2 proposals from the police department.
Good afternoon, Chief Rosario, East Chicago Police Department.
We have 2 maintenance contracts.
Yes, basically, when we converted over to the E911 center in Crown Point, We haven't done any maintenance on any of our radios, so if you were to switch the channel right now, you wouldn't know who you were talking to. It just says Local 1, Law 7, so on and so forth. So if we had to jump over and talk to Gary or Hammond, we'd be totally lost. We wouldn't know who we're talking to. So what they want to do is come in, update the firmware, and then program all the radios. So once we do flip the channels, we will know who we're speaking to, which department and which agency and whatnot. One of them is for the portable radios that we carry, and the other is for the in-car radios.
Oh, okay. So that's a difference. One's for cars.
Yes. The one that says 125 units, that would be the mobile units, the portables. And then the one that says 82 units, that would be the vehicle units.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments?
No.
No? If no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the two proposals from Minor Electronics with ECPD for their communications proposal in the amount of $14,250 and $11,2080.
Second.
Roll call?
Bell Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Boozman.
Yes.
We'll move on to outstanding invoices. First one is from PetSmart for the police department. We have one invoice from 10/25/19, the amount of $159.41.
I discussed that with Sienni, and she said that it just got lost in the emails. We do have the funds to pay that one. So,
And the work was done.
yes, it was already done, yes.
Any questions or comments? Okay, I entertain a motion to approve the late invoice from PetSmart for the police department in the amount of $159.41.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bell Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Boozman.
Yes.
Okay, next we
Thank you.
have a late, thank you, a late proposal from AIM. This is the City and Towns Organization in Indiana. It's a late invoice from 11/4/2019. It was $14,159. The invoice was given to the mayor's office, and the invoice was taken when Mr. Bennett on a vacation, and he forgot to file it with us. So when he came back recently, he gave us the invoice, and that's why it's late. Any questions or comments?
No.
There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the AIM invoice in the amount of $14,159.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bell Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Boozman.
Yes.
And next we have Resolution 2020-06, declaring surplus or obsolete a wrecked vehicle from bus transit.
Yes, good evening, Board. Francisco Rosado Jr., Director of Transit.
Okay, this is a 2011 Express van Chevrolet, VIN number 1GAWGPFA8B1102974.
Correct.
And you want to declare it direct?
Totaled,
Total.
completely totaled. At the time of the accident, there was a federal interest still owed on the vehicle. That interest was paid off. We have just recently received the title so that we can scrap the vehicle. And we will use the proceeds from the scrap to be put into our local shares fund so that could be used for future purchases for bus transit.
Okay, and that's what this resolution allows you to do it permits you to dispose of the property by any sales, any means of sales, scrapping, or anything benefiting the city. Any questions or comments on Resolution 2020-06? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2020-06.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bell Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Boozman.
Yes.
Next, we have certification of financial capacity. This is for bus transit.
This is part of the annual certifications, certifications and assurances. Actually, this document could have simply gone to the controller's office and the mayor's office, but when I emailed it in for the certification and assurances, it was attached.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if it requires a motion on our part, but just to be on the safe side, I entertain a motion to approve the certification of financial capacity and local share availability.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Dal Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
And then we have the certification and assurances.
Yes, again, this is an annual certification. It has to be signed. As you see in the paperwork, there are 10 categories of the certification that East Chicago Transit falls under. I have reviewed each one of those certification items, and they are as normal yearly. Nothing has changed.
Any questions or comments? Any further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve certification of certifications and assurances with bus transit.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Dal Gomez.
Yes.
William Allen. Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Next, we have from planning, we have compliance reports. Our compliance director was unable to attend, but no motion is required. These are just to put on the record at our meeting. The first one is Reef Riley, Washington Avenue reconstruction. Then we have DN Tanks Incorporated, pre-stressed tank number 4 on Guthrie Street, and DN Tank Incorporated, pre-stressed tank number 1 on Todd Street. Are there any questions or comments on these reports which were included in your agenda?
No.
Okay, as I said before, no motion is necessary. They're just for information and to put on our agenda. Okay, we'll move on to a notice to proceed. JM Industrial Services for 4924 Alexander. This is from Building Department? Anybody know anything? No? Okay, I didn't receive a phone call on this. Anybody receive any
No.
communications? And I'm going to suggest we table this for next meeting until someone can come explain the proposal to us. We'll move on to Resolution 2020-04, transfer of property to redevelopment. There's a resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works establishing terms and conditions for the transfer of certain properties owned by the City of East Chicago to the East Chicago's Department of Redevelopment. And the properties are as follows: 5002 to 04 Kennedy Avenue, 5004 Kennedy Avenue, 5006 Kennedy Avenue, 5008 Kennedy Avenue, 5010 Kennedy Avenue, 5012 Kennedy Avenue, 5014 Kennedy Avenue, 4721 Alexander, 4723 Alexander, 4734 Alexander, 4738 Alexander, 4744 Alexander, 4907 Alexander, 4909 Alexander, 4911 Alexander, 4916 Alexander, 4919 Alexander, 4921 Alexander, 4928 Alexander, 4929 Alexander, 4932 Alexander, 4935 Alexander, 4936 Alexander, 4422 Vernon Avenue, and in the rear 465 through 69 Vernon Avenue, and 470 Vernon Avenue. Okay, these properties will be conveyed without consideration to the redevelopment, and the board president is hereby authorized to execute deeds substantially confirming to the documents attached conveying such property to the Department of Redevelopment. I believe these properties will be transferred to redevelopment so they can enter into agreements to develop these properties for future development. Are there any Any questions or comments?
No.
Ms. Morgan, anything to add or anything? Okay. Any questions or comments on Resolution 2020-04? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2020-04, transfer of properties from the City of East Chicago to East Chicago Department of Redevelopment.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Goldston.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to Resolution 2020-05, Resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works establishing terms and conditions for the transfer of certain properties owned by the City of East Chicago Board of Public Works to the East Chicago Department of Redevelopment. Properties are commonly known as 4751 Alexander, 4918 Alexander, 4925 Alexander, 4942 Alexander, and 4017 Vernon. This is an identical resolution to the one we just mentioned.
Mr. President, if I may, Richard Morris Road with the Law Department. 4942 Alexander was transferred already in the side lot program. I've spoken to Mr. Portalatin about that, and just to strike that one request, that is no longer to be transferred. James told me that it did not interfere with the work he was hoping to do, and that the fact that it had become a side lot for Lisa Pickett was not a problem for the work that the Department of Redevelopment is proposing to do with new housing.
That was 4919?
4942.
4942? So for the record, we'll strike 4942 Alexander from Resolution 2020-05.
Thank you.
As with the other resolution, this will transfer the property to redevelopment, and it shall authorize the board president to execute all deeds and documents attached conveying such property to Department of Redevelopment. Any questions or comments?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2020-05.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Goldston.
Next, we come to R&D Construction Change Order Number 1 for the Deodore parking lot.
This is from the engineering department. The change order is an increase of $29,836.60 to add 4 additional manholes and 12-inch sewer pipe connecting them, remove and replace the existing sidewalk starting from the southeast corner of Theodore and Broadway, heading southbound. And again, it's in the amount of $29,836.60 is the recommendation of the engineering department to accept this change order.
Any questions or comments on R&D Construction's Change Order Number 1 on the Deodore project?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Change Order Number 1 on the Deodore project, the amount of $29,836.60.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Rena Goldston.
Yes.
And next we have from Americo, monitoring well abandonment and closure.
This is a proposal from Americo to abandon 12 ground wiring wells for our public safety building. The wells need to be tested, disinfected, as part of a request from IDEM.
And this is for a lump sum of $11,640.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments?
No.
There be no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Americo's proposal in the amount of $11,640.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Dana Gleason.
Yes.
Okay, next we have right-of-way applications. We have Board of Public Works permit applications, number 20-03500 through 20-03503. Any questions or comments on these permit applications?
None.
Be no further questions or comments, or entertain a motion to approve the permit applications 20-03500 through 20-03503.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Dana Gleason.
Yes.
I believe that concludes our new business. We have no other business. Our next regular meeting is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020 at 4:30 PM. As that concludes our business, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Del Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen.
Yes.
Dana Gleason.
Yes.
I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Safety, March 11, 2020, 5:30 p.m., starting with the Pledge of Allegiance. May we all stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, can we have the roll call, please?
Milton Reed,
Here.
Richard Chemzinski, Thomas Davis.
Here. Okay. May we have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from February 26, 2020?
I so move.
It's been moved. I second the motion. It's been moved and probably second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There's no correspondence before us. Now we have, as a matter of new business, our police merit commission names on the ballot. The election will be held at the East Chicago Police Department on Thursday, March 12th, from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the candidates are Rodolfo Sanchez of East Chicago and Richard Peterson of East Chicago as well. And I believe these are just residents. These are not officers. I don't think so. Okay. And so we will vote to approve the merit commission names to be voted on Thursday, March 12th, 2020, from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Is there a motion in favor?
I so move.
Is there a second? A second. Okay, any questions on the motion?
I have none.
There are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we will have our report from the fire department.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mark Escobedo, Deputy Fire Chief. Before you have our department February equipment reports, our February Fire Prevention Bureau reports, training reports, and absentee reports.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the reports as presented in front of us?
I so move.
I'll second. It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none on that. I read them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They seem to be in order. There are no questions. We'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the reports.
Thank you,
All
Chief.
right. Now we have Resolution 2020-05, 4802-04, Kennedy Avenue and release of lien. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
I so move on that motion.
It's been moved and properly, is there a second? I'll second it. It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
None.
If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Would there like to be any participation today? Not today either. Okay, you been on a quiet streak here with us. All right. No, we thank you for coming out and listening to our meetings. We're very, very much so welcome to be here. Our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, March 25th, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. If there's nothing else before the board, we will take a motion to adjourn.
I so moved.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion carries. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.